Hi everybody, my name is Steph Koza, welcome to my channel, and today I'm going to talk about all of the spooky movies and spooky TV shows that I watched over the course of this spooky season. I'm really sad that it's already over, no more spooky times. I feel like this year it went really fast, like Halloween just flew by for me, and I'm really sad about it because it's my favorite holiday ever. I just live my life in a constant state of Halloween. Sorry, I'm like moving around a lot. Okay, so first I'm gonna start with movies. The first spooky movie that I watched this month or this season was Poltergeist, and I actually had never seen it before. Never in my life did I ever see Poltergeist. I'm not really sure why, but I was going to Universal Orlando, Florida for their Halloween Horror Nights event, which is like where they turn the entire park into a haunted house, and they have lots of haunted houses, and every house is themed to like a Halloween movie or something, and they had a Poltergeist house, and I was like, okay, I can't go to the Poltergeist house without having seen Poltergeist, so I watched it, and it was actually great, so much fun, so spooky. It's definitely kind of quirky, it has its charms about it, but I don't know, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was really fun. It was one of those like classic horror movies that I just had to see, and it was a great way to start off the Halloween season because it was just really set the tone for me. It was really good. I really liked it, and the house that they made about it was so good. The attention to detail was awesome. I wish all of you could have seen it because it was so cool, and I'm so happy I watched the movie before I went through it because otherwise I would not have understood anything that was happening. The next movie I watched was Psycho. Psycho is probably my favorite horror movie of all time. I think I watch it every year around Halloween. I just love everything about it, like the movie itself, and then also just like the production of it and all of the fun trivia around it. It's just a really interesting thing and an interesting piece of movie history. Maybe I should make a video about that, like everything about Psycho and all the weird things that people don't know. I could go down a whole list of all the weird, cool trivia facts about Psycho and about Alfred Hitchcock and about the people in Psycho and like their lives, and there's just so much cool stuff. I think I'm gonna make a video about it. Let's do it. Would you like to see that in a video? Let me know in the comments, and maybe I'll do it. Spooky season's kind of over, but whatever. I can still talk about Psycho whenever I want. But yeah, I don't know. I think it's one of those movies that I can watch over and over again, and even though I know the twist and I know what's coming, it's just so fun to watch. And it's just like one of those movies where it just completely pulls the rug out from under you, and it just, everything is crazy, and it's just so great. I love Psycho so much. And this year, I actually decided to start watching Bates Motel, the show that's kind of based on Psycho and Norman Bates as a child. Don't really know why I never watched it. I heard some mixed reviews and I just like, I don't know, nothing ever really persuaded me to watch it, but I decided to just start watching it, and it's actually pretty good. I'm kind of into it. I don't know, we'll see if I finish it, and I'll let you know afterwards how I feel. Also watched Hocus Pocus, obviously. I can't go through a Halloween season without watching Hocus Pocus. It's on TV all the time. I watched it twice, I think. And it's just another one of those movies that just gets you in the mood, you know? You have to watch Hocus Pocus around Halloween, okay? You just have to. It's so cheesy and so not, it's like really good but also really not good at all. Like the acting from almost everyone is very bad, but I just love it. It's so cute, so quirky, so charming, and it just really puts you in the mood for like trick-or-treating and Halloween and fall, and I don't know, I just love it. And the last movie that I watched was Halloween, the new Halloween movie, which I will be posting a review very soon of that movie, so I'm not gonna go too deep into it right now, but I will say that I loved it and it was awesome, and I can't wait to watch it again. On to my TV shows, my spooky TV shows. Like I said, I watched a little bit of Bates Motel. I also have been watching the new season of American Horror Story, which is so good. I am so happy that there's finally a new season that's like really good. I feel like for the past few seasons it's been like, this is okay. None of them have been like bad, but they've just been sort of, I don't know, not very exciting, nothing to get super hyped up about. But this season, I am loving it. It's so cool. They're really tying together a lot of the other seasons. Like there's some murder house in this, there is a lot of coven in this, and it's just like bringing back all the things that I loved about the early seasons of American Horror Story, and they're all coming back. And it's also in this weird apocalyptic setting. It's super weird. There's a lot of like biblical stuff. It's a lot of Satan, Lucifer lore. It's really interesting, and I am super into it. There's not been one episode where I have not been incredibly into it. Like, it's really, really good, and I highly recommend watching it. Even if you haven't really watched American Horror Story, it's kind of one of the reasons I like the show, because you can just not watch a huge handful of the seasons. You could even have not watched any of it and start watching right now, and you won't really be missing anything, except it is nice to know Murder House and Coven, but even if you didn't, you would be totally fine and really not miss much of anything. So I highly recommend that. And if you're one of those people who stopped watching after a certain point, I think you should come back now. Just do it. Forget about all the seasons you missed and just jump right back in. Just do it. I've also been watching Riverdale, which is not super spooky, but it's like a little bit. It's kind of spooky. I feel like it's been getting spookier, and I think it's gonna get even spookier now that Sabrina is a show, because they're both made by the same people, they're both from the same line of comics, they're kind of in the same world. I'm pretty sure there's gonna be some crossover there. So far, Riverdale is kind of weird. It's like, Riverdale's one of those shows that's kind of hilarious to me because it's very, like, comic booky. Like, if you really think about it, like, I know obviously it's based on the Archie comics, but it's very comic booky in the sense that so many ridiculous things happen, and you're just like, yeah, okay, I'll go along with that because this is the world that this show is in, and nothing makes sense. It's like children acting like adults, and it's like a world where Archie's mother can be his lawyer, and like all these ridiculous things that can't happen in the real world, but when you're watching Riverdale, you're just like, oh yeah, sure, let's do that. And it's just so funny to me, and it's nothing is grounded in reality, and it's just fine. I'm fine with it. I like this show. I think it's really fun to watch. I love the drama. I love everything. Even the terrible... It's just, there's so many things that are bad, but I just can't stop watching it. And now that Sabrina, The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, which is the second show that I want to talk about that I've started watching, I haven't finished it yet. I'm trying to take my time. I'm trying to get out of the habit of like severely binge watching things and then being done with them in like a day, because I like to enjoy the ride, you know? But I really think there's gonna be some crossover or something. Maybe Sabrina will come into an episode of Riverdale. I doubt Riverdale will be in Sabrina, but I haven't finished it yet, so I don't know. But in the opening credits of The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, the very last clip, it's very like comic book drawing stylized, the intro, like the credits sequence, and they're all kind of from the comic book, The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, but the very last one is like a panel from Sabrina the Teenage Witch, and on the TV there's some Riverdale stuff on it if you look. So I think maybe there will be some kind of thingy happening there, some kind of crossover, I don't know, but I'm excited! And while I'm on the subject of Sabrina, let me just tell you, I am about halfway through the season, and I love it. I love it so much. It is drastically different from Sabrina the Teenage Witch. Like, they're not even the same. Like, it's the same characters, but they are all way different, except maybe Harvey. Harvey's just like this cute high school boy who you just can't help falling in love with, and that's all he will ever be. But everyone else is much darker. Obviously the show is much darker. Hilda and Zelda are a lot more dark. They have a lot more secrets. There are times where I kind of feel like they're even a little bit evil, and like everyone is kind of evil. It's like there's a lot of Satan worshipping stuff happening, and I'm like, okay, sure, let's do it. But yeah, I'm really enjoying Sabrina. I think it's really, really fun, really spooky. I would definitely recommend watching it. It's on Netflix. It's only on Netflix, but I'm having a good time so far. It's weirdly giving me like Buffy the Vampire Slayer vibes, because you have like this lead blonde high school girl. Okay. She has this like normal high school life, but she also has this secret, dark, supernatural life that she can't talk about outside of that world. And she has like her high school friends and her high school boyfriend, but she also has this like crazy witchy coven family life. She has to balance the two of them, and I don't know, all of that is very Buffy. Even some of the visuals are kind of Buffy related. A lot of the people in the coven or the people in separate academy that she has to go to, like everything feels very, very Buffy to me. So I don't know, maybe that's the reason that I'm really into it, because Buffy is my favorite show of all time, and I don't know, the more I think about it, the more I'm like, wow, these shows are super similar. I don't think it's as good as Buffy, Buffy. I think Buffy is amazing and I love it so much and nothing will ever be better, but they are very similar, and I think if you like Buffy, you would probably like this show. That's what I'm trying to say. And the last show on my list is probably my favorite of everything that I've talked about today, and that is The Haunting of Hill House. This is another Netflix show, Netflix original series that I binged the shit out of, but I couldn't binge it too much because it was so scary that I would like have to turn it off. I couldn't do it. I would like watch it before bed and then I would go to sleep and I would just have these ridiculous nightmares every day. It was really bad, but it was so good. So The Haunting of Hill House is based on the book by Shirley Jackson. They are drastically different. You don't need to read the book to watch the show. They're very different things. It's just kind of like the same concept. But the show essentially follows a family, a group of brothers and sisters. There's like 6 of them and their mom and dad. And when they were young, they lived in this house, this huge house called Hill House, and it was haunted. And so when they were all children living there, they were all haunted in this house by all these ghosts, and all this ridiculous, scary, terrifying things happened to them. And when they were young, they lived there for like a year or 2, and then they moved out, and now they're grown up and they're living their lives with this trauma of growing up in a haunted house. So it's, first of all, just a really cool concept because most movies about haunted houses are just about being in them. No one ever really talks about what happens to those people afterwards and the anxiety that they have and the trauma. And so the show kind of bounces back and forth between flashbacks of them as children living in this house and the weird shit that happens to them, and present day of them being adults. They're like in their 20s, early 30s, living their lives with this trauma from living in that house. And it's so interesting. It's so cool to watch. I love the way it bounces back and forth. It's a really great way of storytelling. I'm going on way too long about this. I'm going to talk about this in more detail in a full review video, so I'm just gonna stop talking right now, but it is really good and I really recommend it if you like spooky things, or even just if you like good storytelling. It's not that it's scary, but it's not like the scariest thing I've ever seen, so you could handle it, you know. But that's it for my spooky books and TV shows wrap up, so thanks for watching. Let me know what you guys have been watching or what your favorite spooky movie is in the comments below. I would love to hear what you have to say. But that's it for this video. I will be posting a lot of videos, just kind of rapid fire for the next few days because I missed a couple days recently and I'm trying to make up for it. Also, there are just so many great things that have come out that I need to talk about, so I need to make a video about all of them. So apologies in advance for the spam, but you're gonna get a lot of this in the next few days. But that's it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe if you have not subscribed already. Hit that little bell icon down there to get notifications every time I post a video. It really helps me out and it'll help you out. Win-win. But that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. I'm Seb Koza and I will see you in the next video. Bye!